Hi, welcome and welcome back. It's me, Chameleon Girl Gina, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make some delicious chicken fried chicken. I mean, the ultimate beyond restaurant style. It's gonna be superb right here in your very own kitchen, and of course mine. And so, something I wanted to tell you guys is that I really appreciate when you guys do comment on my videos because it motivates me if you guys make a suggestion or request a certain video or just kind of give some kind of feedback. It helps me to know what kind of content you guys are really into and that you appreciate seeing here on my channel. And another thing that I wanted to point out, if you like these recipes that I provide to you guys and I share with you all, then do me a big favor and hit that like button right quick. Right when you come in, this is going to be fire and you will like it. So no excuses to not give me a like. And then I would ask that if you're not subscribed, you do that as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so let's go ahead and start out by getting some seasonings on our chicken. Let's start with some paprika. We're going to use in total 3/4 tablespoon on the chicken itself, okay? We're still going to be seasoning the flour as well. And then we're going to, of course, use some black pepper. And we'll use about 1.5 teaspoons total on the chicken, not the topping. We're going to use, in my case, some flavor enhancer or MSG or even accent will work. And so we're going to use about 1.5 teaspoons for all the chicken. And then we're going to use a little garlic salt. Remember, garlic salt and garlic powder taste different. Total of 1 teaspoon. We're going to now use some onion powder. Okay. And we're going to be generous on the onion powder. 1.5 teaspoon, two teaspoons. Then we're going to use some Lowry seasoning salt. We're going to end up using about 1 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to use just a dot of kosher salt. So we're going to say 3/4 teaspoon. The reason why we're using this in particular is because it has tenderizing properties. Yeah. Then we'll go ahead and give them a flip. Okay, y'all, so we're going to go ahead and begin by repeating. We're going in with some paprika. And we won't be exact, though, because we're going to do what you call layering our flavors. So that when you take a bite of one side, you're getting more of this flavor. And then you take a bite of the next side, then you're getting more of this flavor. And then when it comes together, as you begin to chew, it just be absolutely flavorful. So we're going in with some garlic salt. And we have started with some paprika. And as far as garlic salt, about 1 teaspoon. And we want some flavor enhancer, MSG, or accent. What we say about, on this side, we're definitely doing 1 teaspoon over all that meat, you know. And then lastly, we're going to do a little bit more black pepper that got us over here sneezing. So we're going to move fast. And that is that, about 1 teaspoon. So let's go ahead and put that to the side while we season our flour and get our egg white mixture going. So we'll be back in a second. All right, guys, so now let's go ahead and season our flour mixture. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. Y'all know how I like to kind of isolate it when I do the flour so I can see better. So about a teaspoon, 1 1/4 kosher salt. Some coarse black pepper that hopefully don't have us sneezing every day all night. So we're going to do a nice amount, 1 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to do about 1 teaspoon of Lawry's. We're going to do about a whole teaspoon now. Paprika. And we're going to add some garlic powwow in there. We're going to do a nice amount. So we're going to say 1 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so let's go ahead and just whisk this together and move on to the next step. I think we're on step 3, so we'll be back on that. So now we're gonna take 1 egg and we're gonna make it go real far. Let's go ahead and give it a crack. And then we wanna put the white of it into the yellow bowl. Oops. I'm not the one who just, oh, I love cracking eggs. I'm real good at it. No. I suck at it. Okay. But anyway, you don't want to get any of the yolk in there. You do not want that protein. You want the egg whites only. The egg white will also give us a more lighter crispiness, but not too flaky, but like real crunchy, but light and crunchy and airy. Guys, something that I didn't mention is here I have 3 cups of flour. And then something I neglected to add to it was some baking powder, not baking soda, but baking powder. And you're going in with a whole a heaping tablespoon of baking powder into that. And you're gonna make a mess while doing it so that it comes out good. Yeah, whisk that right on in. So let's carry on. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead. The next step. This is really important to know. I know that most people, when they do an egg wash, they're going to use the whole egg. But like I said earlier, it's going to get browner faster than it can cook. And it gives you a different type of crust as well. So it's just something that I would really like for you guys to remember about frying. Okay, so now remember we have the egg white only. If any of the yellow yolk, which is the protein, if it gets in here, your recipe's over. You need to start again for real, guys. You can't get any of it in there. And you're gonna add to this about 2 cups of water. And you're going to add a little bit of kosher salt, not a lot. About a teaspoon, just to give it some type of a flavor or another. Because you're going to bathe your chicken in this. So you just want to whisk away. Now pay attention, guys, to how that's getting frothy. Nice and frothy is where you want it to be there. I spent a lot of time learning and teaching myself just recipe after recipe to where I could have my own recipe for frying chicken. So, I'm not trying to say nothing, but I'm saying, pay attention. Follow these steps. Okay. So, from there, we're going to go ahead and get our chicken. Something that I did end up doing is I did go ahead and poke it a little bit. So I just took my paring knife. I just went over it. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, pow, boom, 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 boom. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get our little station set up to where we can bread our chicken. All right, let's get going. Okay, so now let's go ahead and begin to do our little setup, what we got going on here with the chicken. So the first thing that you do is you will take your chicken, you will flour it, and when you go to flour it, I want you to press it in. I don't want you to flour it just like and move on. I want to really, really press it in, guys. This is seriously one of the biggest parts of this recipe that I'm asking y'all to really just follow. You know what I mean? Kiddo. Okay, come on. Now, then we go into the frothy egg whites. Egg white, because we only used one, and it's gonna go far, and then we just go back in, and I mean, we're going to really take your time. If you need to take your time or go fast, if you're where you can. Boom. But what you do want to do is press down on it. I mean, press it in. And you want to give it a nice little shake off by now. You want to set it on a metal rack, and you want to let it set until it gets sticky, guys. Let's continue the process. And so on and so forth. Okay, guys, so let's do one more demonstration. This is so important. These moves, I mean, not the, guys, these steps that we're doing. Press, and I mean press it in there like you're doing a wrestling move, whatever, with your chicken to get the flour to stick on it. Okay. Now give it the best shake that you can give it off. You don't want it to be floury. Hold on, because a little piece came off. You don't want this to be floury, guys. What you want it to be is sticky. When it goes into the oil, for your recipe to come out like this recipe and your chicken to come out with this, what the end results of this will be, you will definitely want to make sure that it's nice and sticky. And we're going to show you how sticky in just about 10-15 minutes, because I'm going to show you guys a way to cheat and get it sticky right quick, because I want to get my meal done. Okay, let's go ahead and get the oil going. And we're gonna turn it on at medium in a cast iron skillet. And here you have used about maybe 2 cups of oil, because we're gonna be frying 7 pieces of chicken. Okay, so now we have our chicken on the rack here. And if you don't have a rack, remember we improvise over here on this channel, so don't worry. Just take it and put it directly on your tray or your cookie sheet, whatever you're using. In this case, I have a cookie sheet. So let's go ahead and we're gonna just take a little water. We're gonna have this on hand. We're gonna make sure the cup is big enough for us to fit our whole hand in there. We're gonna bring our hand out and we're gonna sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle the water, like as though you're sprinkling water on someone. I'm going over that chicken until it's looking no longer floury. We want it to look sticky. Yeah, because we think a lot of flour means, oh, that's gonna go and it's gonna stay good. No, it's not. It's just gonna fall off in your pan for the most part. It's gonna be in the bottom of the ocean, baby. Which means the bottom of the oil. So let's give her a flip and we're gonna repeat. Okay guys, so here's what we're looking like. We're sticky looking, we're not floury looking. This is where you wanna be. So let's go take it over to the oil and get it going so that we can have dinner and serve. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn our skillet down. We want to be at about 3. And did I mention we're sticky? And so we're just going to put it in the pan gently. And upon putting it in this pan, because it is cast iron, we're going to immediately move it to loosen the bottom to make sure that there wouldn't be any sticking crust. Okay, so remember that. That's also a very important step. Okay, let's continue on. Just putting them in there. Okay, you see how you just don't want that to stick on the bottom. There we go. Loosen it up as soon as you drop it. Okay guys, so we gotta flip it now, of course. And while we want to be gentle, we have been cooking that. Oh, we have a little rubbish. That might smell my up. Anyway, go ahead and give it a flip. If I can pick it up. A flip. And that's what we're looking, golden and delicious. So far on this side, we have cooked them for 5 minutes, and we're going to do 3 minutes on the other side. Let's go ahead and pull out the first ones. And I want you guys to notice how those are golden. And they are perfectly cooked. You want to get yourself a meat thermometer if you're, just early cooking, for sure. Like if it's something that you don't know, like how to gauge it by experience, then that's nothing wrong with having a meat thermometer. I use one all the time. These are thinner. See, they're more like a cutlet style. So that's why you're not going to be sitting up there forever just trying to cook them and figure it out. Okay, let's quickly move on because we don't want to take the crust off. Okay, and now we have placed all of them. You're not going to ever worry about with this recipe that they're touching each other because it's not going to do any harm. You want to loosen up to make sure that none of your crust is beginning to stick. Because if it's going to stick, it's going to stick real early on. Okay. We're going to let the temperature build up. Right now, we're at about medium. Okay, so we'll finish up. Okay, y'all, so we're going to pull out the next 3 pieces, and then we're just going to let the last one go. Now, while the last one goes, we're going to go ahead and make the country gravy for these, and we're going to do it homemade. Yet another way to make gravy, guys. If you're in the camera's doing no justice because it looks delicious and it tastes even better, I'm sure. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we got just a small saucepan. And we're going to pour in 2 cups of water. You're going to take you some cornstarch of your choice. And to that, you're going to add 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And you're going to keep the cornstarch on reserve in case you may need it. And you're going to go ahead and begin to whisk it. Making sure that it looks smooth. Right. Now remember, we're making country gravy. So this is just another method to the madness. You want to just continue every now and then, just whisk it. But remember, you're just taking the temperature down when you just keep on whisking for no reason. You want to do it every now and then. So whisk about every minute. Probably every 45 seconds, actually, at this stage. So now you want some coarse black pepper because you're gonna want to season this to your liking. So you're going to add a nice amount of that. And then you're going to take and you're going to add about one teaspoon of salt. And by the way, that butter that we put in was 2 tablespoons approximately. A little more, a little less, it's not gonna hurt nothing. But don't veer off too far from what the recipe is saying. And now guys, you're going to give it another little whisk. Just here and there everywhere. And you're being gentle, but you are wanting to make sure ain't nothing sticking in there. And that's a slippery little bit. It's getting thick, and it's getting thick fast. Okay, so now you're going to add about a half can of evaporated milk. But really, in this case, I would prefer if I had whole milk, but I just ran out of whole milk. And so that's what I got. Remember what we do here, guys. We let God make a way out of no way, so we improvise. If you don't have one ingredient, 2 ingredient, or just to do it exactly that way, don't let it frighten you. Now we're gonna add a little bit of accent to make sure that we get some flavor in here. And that gravy's looking good. Let's go ahead and give it a taster to see if we've missed anything. Okay, y'all, so this is what your gravy now looks like. It is creamy, and it is delicious. Gravy, what is this, a third way? Did we do 3 types of gravy in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
Yummy.
That is good. It's seasoned to perfection, I think. I think it's good. It's to perfection. Okay, so anyway, that's your homemade gravy. Let's go ahead and serve it up with the chicken and mashed potatoes. Okay, which piece do you want, baby, for your taste tester piece?
Okay, that piece.
Yes, ma'am. And notice we got our breading intact. Okay. You want gravy, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Because, guys, it's going to be good with or without the gravy. Either way, it's going to be good. Now, this is the country gravy that we just made. Together. So simple, so easy and delicious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the kind of gravy I like with this. We're not doing vegetables tonight because we opted out tonight. So we're gonna have Riley do a taste test right quick. You ready, girl?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, it looks tender. Need your napkins.
Mm.
All good?
Mm-hmm. It got a really good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's really juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And the creamy gravy makes it really good too.
Mm-hmm. And guys, to make sure it's juicy, that's why I said you may want to invest in a meat thermometer, because you want to pull it out at about the breast when it's 160 degrees, and you want to let it rest without cutting into it or anything. And then by the time you go to eat it, the temperature will be at about 165, 167, which is a perfect temperature that makes for perfectly moist chicken, and it's not going to be splintery. Come and take a closer look. I'm going to cut one more piece. I'm just giving an example here of just how good and juicy that meat is. Y'all see that little squeezy poo? See that there? That's just juices. And while we're at it, okay, why not? Let's see. So tender and delicious. It's splendid. But thanks for watching, guys. God bless.